Lions on the African savanna sit at the top of the food chain. Biologically, they are optimized for dominance, creatures defined by their physical power and a specialized lack of hesitation. But within one particular pride, there was a cub named Leo who didn't fit the biological profile. Physically, he was unusually small, and behaviorally, he was governed by a hyperactive sense of caution. His anxiety was specific and persistent. He avoided loud noises, refused to venture out after dark, and often misinterpreted his environment, treating the shadow of an ordinary bush as a looming predator. To the rest of the pride, this was more than just a quirk. It was a failure of identity. A lion that shrinks from its environment contradicts the behavioral standard of the species, leading the older lions to view his disposition as a liability. In an ecosystem that rewards confidence, a creature living with high levels of anxiety faces a choice. They must either remain on the sidelines or find a different mechanism for action that doesn't rely on being fearless. That choice arrived at dusk, when a young, frightened baby zebra wandered away from her herd and stumbled into the pride's territory. The zebra needed an escort to navigate the dark, tangled brush to reach safety. But the adult lions, despite their physical superiority, hesitated. They were unwilling to enter a low-visibility environment where they couldn't see a clear path forward. This creates what we can call an action vacuum. As this diagram shows, the adult lions possess the capability, but without the willingness to face the unknown, they leave this central intersection empty. It was Leo who stepped into that gap. Defying his history of retreat, the smallest and most anxious member of the pride volunteered to guide the zebra through the dark. By moving forward when the dominant adults stay back, Leo demonstrated that the willingness to act isn't always tied to an absence of fear. In this moment, the most terrified lion in the pride was the only one moving. Entering the thick foliage triggered Leo's anxiety immediately. Every snapping twig and shifting shape amplified the sensory pressure of the jungle. Then the environmental stress escalated. A heavy storm rolled in, delivering violent flashes of lightning and booming thunder, the exact auditory triggers that had kept Leo hiding behind rocks his entire life. Under the weight of the rain and the noise, the baby zebra collapsed, unable to take another step. Leo stayed. He relied on a perspective his mother had shared with him, that courage isn't a feeling you wait for, but a decision to maintain forward momentum even while your heart is pounding. He manually overrode his panic, standing upright in the rain to nudge his companion forward, guiding her step by step through the storm. This moment suggests that navigating chaos requires a cognitive shift rather than a physical one. Success didn't require Leo to stop feeling afraid. It only required him to manage that fear long enough to reach the next tree. As the rain tapered off, the environmental threat was replaced by a biological one. A hungry hyena emerged from the shadows, blocking their path. The physical mismatch was absolute. The hyena was a lethal, experienced predator, and the young zebra was completely defenseless against it. Leo's internal panic was at its peak. Every instinct told him to run, yet his commitment to the zebra held him in place. Pushing through the terror, he stepped directly in front of the hyena, opened his mouth, and unleashed a roar. It wasn't the roar of a confident apex predator, but one of desperate, focused resolve. The hyena froze. Startled by the unexpected aggression from such a small source, the predator hesitated, then retreated back into the darkness. In this instance, the outward projection of intent was just as effective as physical size. By acting as if he were dangerous, Leo changed the reality of the encounter. At dawn, the journey ended. Leo delivered the zebra back to the safety of her herd. When he returned home, the pride's social atmosphere had shifted. The elder lions who once judged his anxiety now lowered their heads in respect. His father acknowledged the cub's actions, noting that Leo had done what the others would not. We see this shift on the courage matrix. The pride operates in low fear, high action, but Leo moves to a different space, high fear, high action. Here, the internal urge to flee is matched by a conscious commitment to act. Bravery isn't about the absence of anxiety, but the decision to act in spite of it. The most significant acts of courage often come from those who feel the most afraid.